If you are looking at North Dallas suburbs, there's a good chance that Frisco and Plano are both on your list. And I get it, they're both excellent, great schools, strong job access, and solid communities, but they are genuinely different places. And the one that's right for you really depends a lot on what you're prioritizing. I've helped a lot of families navigate this exact decision. And what I found is that people often come in thinking about the schools and the price, and it usually ends up being about something else entirely different. So let's break it down in this video, and by the end of it, you're going to know exactly which one is for you, Plano or Frisco. Hi, I'm Dee Walton, your local Dallas realtor, and I help people buy, sell, and relocate to the DFW area every single day. And if you are trying to decide between Plano and Frisco, these two suburbs kind of come up, you are in the right place. A little quick geography first, because this matters more than you think. Plano sits about 20 minutes north of downtown Dallas, and it's a little bit more central of the two. Frisco is another 10 to 15 minutes further north along the Dallas North Tollway. Both are in Collin County, and both are considered premium North Dallas suburbs, but they have genuinely different personalities. Plano has been around longer. It's a more established city with more mature neighborhoods, and it has really good, deep infrastructure. Frisco is newer, faster growing. It has a lot of energy of a city that's still actively being built. Neither is better. They're just different, and that different is going to be really what's up to you. So from a population standpoint, Frisco is around 230,000 people and Plano is around 310. So let's talk about the home prices between the two cities, because that's the first thing that a lot of people ask about. Frisco's median home price sits around $654,000 and Plano is closer to $502,000, and that's a $150,000 gap, and that's pretty real for some people. Now, part of what you're paying for in Frisco is newer. Most of the housing stock is newer construction with modern floor plans, open layouts, energy efficiency builds, and resort style amenities in the neighborhoods. If brand new is important to you, Frisco is going to deliver in that area, largely where Plano doesn't. Plano's neighborhoods are more established. You've got more mature trees, larger lots in some areas, homes with character that were built in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, and the price point is lower, but you may be buying something that needs a little bit of updating. The trade-off is real. Newer homes with higher HOA and more square footage per dollar in Frisco versus established neighborhood and lower entry price points in Plano. And one thing you want to know about Frisco, many master plan communities come with HOA fees. They also may come with a public improvement district assessment as well as a municipal utility district assessment layered on top of your property taxes. And that can add anywhere between $200 to $400 a month on your total housing costs. And most of the Plano neighborhoods generally have lower HOA fees, if none at all, and they usually don't have a mud or a PID. So Plano actually has the edge here when it comes to costs because there's a lower price entry and fewer HOAs in the area. So next up, I want to talk about the schools between the two cities. Both school districts are actually really, really good. So I want to be careful not to oversimplify this, but Frisco ISD is one of the fastest growing districts in Texas. They've invested heavily in new facilities and they use what's called a small school model. So instead of building one massive high school for 4,000 kids, they built multiple schools for about 1,000 kids each. The idea is that kids get a little bit more opportunity, more playing time in sports, more individual attention. And if you want a brand new school building and a district that's actively innovating, Frisco ISD is pretty compelling. Plano ISD, on the other end, has been excellent for decades. It has a longer track record, it consistently high academic performance, and it produces more national merit scholars than almost any district in the state. And it's pretty proven. The schools aren't as new, but the outcomes are still there. Honestly, for most families, either district will serve your kids well. Where they differ is going to be the vibe. Frisco ISD feels newer, more experimental, and Plano ISD feels a little bit more established and more academically focused and elite. If you are relocating from a high-performing district and you want the most proven academic track record, Plano ISD is on the edge here as well. If you want newer facilities and a district that is growing into its reputation, then Frisco is going to be pretty strong here. So from a school perspective, this is really much a tie. Both school districts are going to be really, really great. When I'm working with my clients, I ask a lot of questions about their school needs, and we kind of make a decision based on what makes sense for them and their family. So if you are actually in the middle of this decision and you want to talk through what makes makes sense for you and your family specifically, you can use the QR code that is on your screen to book a call. And the link is also in your description box as well. And on this call, we are going to talk about your family's goals, your family's needs, and overall your strategy for moving to the DFW area. If you're within 6 months, now is the time to book the call now. It could take about that long to really develop a really good strategy for your move. Also too, you can utilize the QR code that is on your screen from our relocation guide. It has tons of information in it that will help you and your family get started on your journey to Dallas. So the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to Frisco and Plano is going to be the vibe and the lifestyle. And this one is a little bit harder to quantify, but it does matter a lot to people. Frisco has the energy of a city in motion. There's always something new opening, a new restaurant, a new development, a new venue. The Star is here, which is the Dallas Cowboy headquarters and training facility, and it is really impressive. PGA of America moved its headquarters to Frisco, and there are multiple professional sports venues. The entertainment infrastructure is newer and bigger, and if you want to feel like you're in a city that is on the rise with all the bells and whistles, then Frisco definitely develops that. They also are getting a new Universal Kids Resort. You can actually check out this video here that I did on all the things coming to Frisco. But Plano feels more settled. Legacy West and the shops at Legacy are excellent. I really actually enjoy going there myself for some really good shopping and dining experiences. Great dining, walkable, real destination. The city has an established character that Frisco is still trying to build. Mature neighborhoods, local businesses that have been there for decades, and a sense that the city knows what is in for. So if you want to feel like your community has roots, then Plano is going to kind of scratch that itch for you. But I'll be real with you, Frisco can feel a little cookie cutter in some areas. The master plan communities are beautiful, but they can feel repetitive. Plano has more variety. The neighborhoods have a little bit more character. Homes look a little bit more different. And some people like the uniformity of Frisco with this new development, and others find it a bit too much. So it's really just a preference thing and what means the most to you. So let's talk about the commute and the transportation between the two cities. This is one area where there's a clear objective difference between Plano and Frisco. Plano has a DART rail access and Frisco does not. If you need to commute to downtown Dallas, central Dallas, or anywhere along the DART line, Plano gives you that option to take the train. And that's not a small thing. During peak traffic hours on the Dallas North Tollway, a drive from Frisco to downtown can take around 45 minutes to an hour. But from Plano on the DART, you're looking at 30 to 40 minutes without the stress of driving. Now, most people in both cities are driving. That's just the reality of DFW. But buyers coming from cities where they relied on transit, or for households with one car, or people who just don't want to be on the toll road every single day, the DART access in Plano is definitely a very meaningful advantage. Frisco is also further from downtown from the major employment centers in central Dallas. If your job's in Frisco, the Colony, or further north, that's a non-issue. But if you're going downtown frequently, Plano cuts your commute time down significantly. So Plano definitely has the edge here with the DART access and the shorter commute times. So let's talk about the dining and entertainment of the two cities. Both cities have really strong dining and entertainment, but the flavor is a little bit different. Frisco's entertainment is bigger and newer. The Star draws crowds for cowboy events and concerts. There are multiple sports complexes, newer restaurants, and shopping centers that are still expanding. If you have kids who are serious about their sports, Frisco's facilities are exceptional. It's one of the most sports-oriented cities in the country. So Plano's dining and entertainment scene is more diverse and established. You have places like Legacy West that has become a really great destination. And one of my favorite places in Plano is downtown Plano. I love the unique shops and the unique restaurants that are in that area. It's a really cool spot. Highly recommend if you want to check it out. And because Plano is older, there are local spots that have been around for years, which gives the food scene a little bit more character. For nightlife, I'll be honest about this. Neither of the cities is a nightlife destination. Both are primarily family-oriented suburbs. And if that's a priority for you, you're looking to drive into Dallas. But for everything a family needs on a day-to-day basis, both are actually well covered. So in this area, I'm going to give the edge to Frisco. It has really great sports facilities and the sheer volume of the new entertainment that it has. Plano for the dining and the depth, and of course, Legacy West. So which city is right for you? So here's my honest take on helping a lot of families navigate that exact decision. Choose Frisco if you want brand new construction, if you love the idea of a master plan community, amenities, your kids are serious about sports, and you don't mind paying a bit more for the newer, shinier feel, then Frisco is also the better pick if you work for the northern suburbs or you want to be positioned closer to Prosper, Salina, or McKinney. Choose Plano if you want a little bit more dollar on the purchase price and you value established neighborhoods with character, you need DART access, or a shorter commute to central Dallas. And if you want a city that is already kind of have everything built out and proven, Plano is also typically better call if you're buying for the school district reputation specifically and want a district with decades of results behind it. And a wild card I'll add, don't just choose based on the city, choose based on the specific neighborhood and the specific school campus that serves it. I've seen buyers fall into a Frisco neighborhood and end up in a great Plano school zone and vice versa. The map is a little bit more nuanced than the city lines, and that is where working with someone who knows the market can really help make the difference to make sure you choose correct. So there you have it, Frisco and Plano, honestly compared. They are both excellent. I service and sell in both cities and I love them both. They both have excellent options in both places I'm proud to work in. The right one for you comes down to your priorities, your budget, your commute, your vibe, and whether new or established matters more to you. If you want to walk through which one actually makes sense for your situation, your family, your size, the budget, and the commute, book a call utilizing the QR code that is on your screen or the link that is in my description box. And if you currently live in Frisco or Plano, drop a comment below. I want to see which one is your favorite. And I can't wait to help you on your journey to DFW, and I'll see you in the next video.